So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say a big thank you for allowing the Arkansas Real Estate Commission and Heather Henries, Director Alford, here today, and to opportunity to answer some of these very good questions provided by the GRLA group, and how supportive we are of the GRLA and all the things that ARA does to try to help educate, and this is a part of that, and we are just so excited to play some small role in the partnership of making sure that we help consumers. So thank you very much.
How should agents handle recommending third-party service providers?
There are a lot of times that clients may not know the names of good third-party vendors, whether that's an inspector, a contractor, a surveyor. But an agent's job is to provide a list of those third-party vendors rather than making a specific recommendation. This is easily done with a standard list that the agent can provide to all of their clients, and principal brokers may want to develop that list for their agents to use.
What do you think about agents hiring inspectors for their clients? What level of liability do they incur?
Agents who are hiring inspectors are not following best practice. Their clients should be selecting the inspector themselves, because if there is an issue with that inspection, if a property condition issue is missed by that inspector, that agent may end up filing a complaint with the Arkansas Real Estate Commission because the agent is the one who either directly recommended the inspector or actually hired the inspector on the part of their client. So it's best to provide a list of those third-party vendors to their clients and allow the clients to select the contractors they wish to work with.
One thing that we talk about is when helping hurts, and we see that sometimes in our complaints where a licensee was trying to help their client or trying to help get the transaction closed, and they ended up wading into dangerous territory. What advice would you give a licensee who is wanting to be helpful, but they're about to get themselves into trouble?
The best advice I could give is to stay in your lane as a real estate agent. Know what your job is in the transaction, give your client the best information that you can, and encourage the client, whether that's a buyer or seller, to do their due diligence.
If you know an agent is acting outside of the level of their expertise, what do you do?
Yeah, so the way our regulation is written, if you will listen to this very carefully, the question was asked, what do you do if you know somebody else is acting outside of their competence? That's not how our regulation says you will do nothing that is outside of your competence. So the test for competency is not what the agent thinks my competency is across the desk or down the street. The competency test is, what do I know about my competency? Okay? And the best answer to this question is, don't you worry about their competency, you worry about your own. And number two is this: some of you are looking down your long nose at because you've had 10 years of experience. Know what you've had is 1 year of experience 10 times. And you're trying to blame somebody who's brand new, who actually could be more competent in this area than you are. And so the test is your personal competency. What we're going to ask you in this hallowed ground right here is, how were you competent to help this farmer, this commercial, this property management area? And so the competency test is not one we're going to ask somebody else to prove, we're going to ask you to prove.
Regulating has not gotten easier, it's gotten harder. Real estate has not gotten easier, it's gotten harder. In general, nothing has really gotten easier. What keeps you in the fight?
You know, my sons are partners with my wife Becky and I now, and I raised my hand for a commissioner to try to make the industry a little better than I found it. And I love this business. God in this industry has been so good to me. And I love it. And the challenges we face as an industry are monumental. And when I see my sons, and they both run different offices for Morgan Company, and as I see them, I'll say, what'd you sell today? And where are we with customers? How did we take care of people today? Folks, we won't have an industry 20 years from now. looks anything like today if we don't get back to the heart of people.